we learn to overcome anger with kindness, badness with goodness, meanness with generosity, and dishonesty with truth. These timeless teachings offer profound wisdom on how to deal with disrespect. But before we dive into this journey, it's crucial to understand the difference between someone disrespecting you and you feeling disrespected. It's like tuning into a radio station. Sometimes what you hear comes from your own emotional triggers, not from the other person's words. Now, armed with this understanding, let's explore 12 invaluable teachings from Buddhism that empower us to handle disrespectful behavior with grace and wisdom. Through these teachings, we'll learn to cultivate patience, practice compassion, and let go of our ego. We'll discover the power of mindfulness, silence, and forgiveness, and we'll be guided to set healthy boundaries, seek understanding, and cultivate gratitude. Above all, we'll be reminded of the impermanence of disrespectful situations, empowering us to navigate them with resilience and inner peace. So, as we embark on this journey together, remember that handling disrespect starts with understanding ourselves and the teachings of compassion and wisdom. Through practice and dedication, we'll find ourselves equipped to face disrespectful behaviors with strength, resilience, and a heart filled with kindness. Understanding disrespect is the first step on our journey to handling it with grace and wisdom. Before we can handle disrespect with grace and wisdom, it's important to grasp what disrespect truly is. Imagine you're walking down the street, minding your own business, when suddenly someone says something mean to you. That's disrespect. It's when someone treats you in a way that makes you feel small, unimportant, or hurt. Disrespect can take many forms. It might be someone talking down to you, ignoring you, or making fun of you. It could come from a friend, a family member, a co-worker, or even a stranger. Here's the thing, disrespect doesn't just hurt in the moment, it can have a lasting impact, affecting how we see ourselves and our relationships with others. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a bucket, and every time someone disrespects you, it's like they're poking a hole in that bucket. Over time, if you don't patch up those holes, your bucket can start to feel pretty empty. You might start doubting yourself, feeling angry, sad, or even lashing out at others. But here's the interesting part. Sometimes it's not the disrespect itself that hurts us the most. It's how we react to it. It's like wearing emotional glasses that make everything look like an attack. But what if we could take off those glasses? What if we could see disrespect for what it really is? A reflection of the other person's struggles, rather than a reflection of our worth. That's where the teachings of Buddhism come in handy. They remind us that disrespect often stems from someone else's suffering, their anger, fear, or insecurity. And when we understand that, it becomes easier to respond with compassion rather than anger or hurt. It's like seeing the bigger picture, stepping back from the heat of the moment, and responding from a place of wisdom and kindness. So, as we dive deeper into the teachings of Buddhism, remember this: understanding disrespect is the first step towards handling it with grace and wisdom. By recognizing its forms, its impact, and our own reactions to it, we can begin to respond to disrespect in a more mindful and compassionate way. We can begin to cultivate the inner strength and resilience needed to navigate disrespectful situations with compassion and grace. Now let's explore the Buddhist perspective on respect, a lens through which we can gain a deeper understanding and navigate the complexities of human interaction. In Buddhism, respect isn't just about following social conventions or showing deference to authority. It goes much deeper than that. At its core, respect is about recognizing the inherent worth and interconnectedness of all beings. It's about treating others with kindness, compassion, and understanding, regardless of their actions or attitudes towards us. Buddhism teaches us that every being, whether human, animal, or even microscopic, deserves respect and compassion because we are all interconnected, part of the same web of existence. When we harm others, we harm ourselves. And when we show kindness and respect, we uplift not only those around us, but also ourselves. One of the fundamental teachings of Buddhism is the concept of karma, the idea that our actions have consequences both in this life and beyond. When we disrespect others, we create negative karma that can lead to suffering for ourselves and others. Conversely, when we treat others with respect and kindness, we sow the seeds of positive karma, leading to happiness and well-being. But perhaps the most profound aspect of the Buddhist perspective on respect is the recognition of impermanence. In the grand scheme of things, our lives are fleeting, like ripples on the surface of a vast ocean. When we understand this, we realize the futility of holding on to grudges or seeking revenge for perceived slights. Instead, we can approach every interaction with an open heart and a sense of equanimity, knowing that everything is transient and ever-changing. Now that we've laid the foundation by understanding disrespect and exploring the Buddhist perspective on respect, let's dive into practical strategies for handling disrespectful situations with grace and wisdom. Number 1. Cultivate patience. Patience is a virtue often extolled in various philosophical and spiritual traditions, including Buddhism. But what does it really mean to cultivate patience, and how can it help us handle disrespectful behaviors from others? In the context of dealing with disrespect, patience is like a shield that protects us from reacting impulsively or angrily when someone behaves disrespectfully towards us. Our natural instinct may be to retaliate or lash out in anger. However, reacting impulsively often escalates the situation and leads to further conflict and tension. Cultivating patience allows us to pause and take a step back before responding. It's about giving ourselves the time and space to assess the situation calmly and rationally. Instead of reacting out of emotion, we can respond from a place of clarity and understanding. Patience also enables us to see the bigger picture. We recognize that disrespectful behavior often stems from the other person's own struggles, insecurities, or pain. By cultivating empathy and compassion, we can respond to disrespect with kindness and understanding rather than resentment or aggression. Moreover, patience empowers us to maintain our composure and inner peace in the face of provocation. It helps us remain grounded and centered even when confronted with challenging situations. This inner stability allows us to handle disrespect with grace and dignity rather than allowing it to shake our confidence or self-worth. Cultivating patience is a powerful tool for navigating disrespectful behaviors from others. It allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than reactively, to maintain empathy and understanding, and to preserve our inner peace and well-being. By embracing patience as a guiding principle, we can navigate the complexities of human interaction with grace and wisdom. Number 2. Practice compassion. In the realm of handling disrespect and challenging behaviors from others, practicing compassion emerges as a cornerstone of resilience and wisdom. But what does it mean to practice compassion, and how does it equip us to navigate disrespectful situations? Compassion is the ability to empathize with the suffering of others and respond with kindness and understanding. When faced with disrespectful behavior, our natural inclination might be to meet aggression with aggression or to withdraw in hurt or anger. However, practicing compassion invites us to take a different approach. First and foremost, compassion encourages us to recognize the humanity in others, even when they behave in hurtful or unkind ways. It reminds us that everyone is fighting their own battles and that disrespectful behavior often stems from pain, insecurity, or misunderstanding. By cultivating empathy for the struggles of others, we can respond with patience and kindness rather than judgment or resentment. Furthermore, Practicing compassion allows us to break the cycle of negativity that can arise from disrespectful interactions. Rather than perpetuating hostility or resentment, compassion enables us to extend a hand of reconciliation and understanding. It's about choosing understanding over retaliation, forgiveness over grudges, and kindness over bitterness. Moreover, compassion is not only beneficial for others, but also for ourselves. When we practice compassion towards those who disrespect us, we release ourselves from the burden of holding on to anger or resentment. We free ourselves from the cycle of reactivity and negativity, and instead cultivate inner peace and resilience. Practicing compassion is a transformative tool for handling disrespectful behaviors. It allows us to respond with understanding, to break the cycle of negativity, and to cultivate inner peace and resilience. By embracing compassion as a guiding principle, we can navigate disrespectful situations with grace, wisdom, and kindness. Number 3. Let go of ego. In the pursuit of navigating disrespectful behaviors from others with grace and wisdom, the practice of letting go of ego emerges as a profound and transformative principle. But what does it mean to let go of ego, and how does it empower us to respond to disrespect with resilience and compassion? Ego, in this context, refers to our sense of self-importance, pride, and attachment to our identity. When someone behaves disrespectfully towards us, our ego may feel wounded, prompting us to react defensively or aggressively in order to protect our self-image. However, letting go of ego invites us to transcend this reactive pattern and respond from a place of inner strength and clarity. Letting go of ego begins with recognizing that disrespectful behavior from others is not a reflection of our true worth or value as individuals. Instead of taking offense or seeking validation from external sources, we cultivate a deeper understanding of our inherent worth and dignity, independent of others' opinions or actions. Moreover, letting go of ego allows us to approach disrespectful situations with humility and openness instead of feeling the need to assert our dominance or defend our pride. We can respond with humility and grace, acknowledging our own imperfections and vulnerabilities. Furthermore, letting go of ego enables us to shift our focus from the need for validation or recognition to a deeper sense of inner peace and contentment. Instead of seeking external approval, we find fulfillment in cultivating qualities such as kindness, compassion, and resilience. Ultimately, letting go of ego is a liberating practice that empowers us to respond to disrespect with wisdom and compassion. It frees us from the cycle of reactivity and defensiveness, allowing us to navigate challenging situations with grace and dignity. By embracing humility and inner strength, we cultivate a deeper sense of peace and resilience in the face of disrespectful behaviors. Number 4. Focus on inner peace. Amidst the turbulence of disrespectful behaviors from others, focusing on inner peace emerges as a guiding light, offering solace and resilience in the face of adversity. But what does it mean to focus on inner peace? And how does it equip us to navigate disrespectful situations with clarity and serenity? Focusing on inner peace involves cultivating a sense of calm and tranquility within ourselves, regardless of external circumstances. It's about finding a quiet refuge within where we can anchor ourselves amidst the storm of disrespectful interactions. When confronted with disrespectful behavior, our natural tendency may be to react with frustration, anger, or hurt. However, by focusing on inner peace, we can transcend these reactive patterns and respond from a place of centeredness and clarity. Inner peace allows us to detach ourselves from the drama and negativity of disrespectful interactions. Instead of getting swept up in the whirlwind of emotions, we can maintain a sense of perspective and equanimity like a sturdy ship navigating through choppy waters. Moreover, focusing on inner peace empowers us to cultivate compassion and understanding towards those who disrespect us. Rather than harboring resentment or seeking revenge, we can respond with kindness and empathy, recognizing that everyone is struggling in their own way. Furthermore, focusing on inner peace enables us to prioritize our well-being and mental health amidst challenging situations. It's about honoring ourselves and our need for peace and harmony. Even in the midst of conflict or tension, focusing on inner peace is a transformative practice that empowers us to navigate disrespectful behaviors with grace and resilience. It allows us to respond to adversity with clarity and compassion, fostering greater harmony and well-being in our interactions with others. By nurturing our inner peace, we cultivate a powerful inner resource that sustains us through life's ups and downs, guiding us towards greater wisdom and serenity. Number 5. Practice mindfulness. In the realm of handling disrespect and challenging behaviors, the practice of mindfulness emerges as a powerful tool for cultivating clarity, resilience, and inner peace. But what does it mean to practice mindfulness, and how does it equip us to navigate disrespectful situations with grace and wisdom? Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware in the present moment without judgment or attachment. It involves paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations with openness and curiosity, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with greater insight and resilience. When faced with disrespectful behaviors from others, our natural tendency may be to react impulsively or defensively. However, practicing mindfulness invites us to pause and observe our internal reactions with compassion and understanding. By bringing awareness to our thoughts and emotions, we can gain insight into the underlying causes of our reactions to disrespect. We can identify patterns of thought or behavior that contribute to our suffering and cultivate greater self-awareness and emotional regulation. Moreover, practicing mindfulness enables us to respond to disrespectful situations with greater clarity and discernment. Instead of getting swept up in the heat of the moment, we can step back and assess the situation from a place of calm and equanimity. Furthermore, mindfulness empowers us to cultivate empathy and compassion towards those who disrespect us. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings, we can respond to disrespectful behaviors with kindness and understanding rather than resentment or anger. Practicing mindfulness is a transformative practice that empowers us to navigate disrespectful behaviors with grace and wisdom. It allows us to cultivate inner peace and resilience amidst life's challenges, fostering greater harmony and well-being in our interactions with others. By anchoring ourselves in the present moment, we can navigate the complexities of human interaction with clarity, compassion, and wisdom. Number 6. Choose silence. In the tumult of disrespectful interactions, choosing silence emerges as a profound and powerful response, offering space for reflection, restraint, and wisdom. But what does it mean to choose silence, and how does it equip us to navigate disrespectful behaviors with grace and resilience? Choosing silence involves refraining from engaging in reactive or confrontational communication when faced with disrespect. Instead of reacting impulsively or defensively, we consciously choose to remain silent, allowing ourselves time to gather our thoughts and respond mindfully. Silence can serve as a shield, protecting us from being drawn into a cycle of negativity or conflict. By withholding our words, we avoid escalating the situation and preserve our inner peace and dignity. Moreover, choosing silence allows us to break the pattern of reactive communication and create space for understanding and empathy. Rather than reacting out of anger or hurt, we create an opportunity for dialogue and reconciliation, fostering greater understanding and connection. Furthermore, Silence can be a powerful form of communication in itself. It conveys a sense of inner strength and confidence, demonstrating that we are not easily swayed by external provocations. In choosing silence, we cultivate the art of listening to ourselves, to others, and to the deeper currents of the situation. We become attuned to the nuances of communication, recognizing that sometimes the most meaningful messages are conveyed in the spaces between words. Choosing silence is a transformative practice that empowers us to navigate disrespectful behaviors with grace and wisdom. It allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than reactively, to preserve our inner peace and dignity, and to foster understanding and connection in our interactions with others. By embracing silence as a guiding principle, we cultivate a deeper sense of resilience, compassion, and harmony in our relationships and interactions. Number 7. Set boundaries. Amidst the challenges of navigating disrespectful behaviors, setting boundaries emerges as a crucial practice for maintaining self-respect, preserving well-being, and fostering healthy relationships. But what does it mean to set boundaries, and how does it empower us to handle disrespect with clarity and strength? Setting boundaries involves defining and communicating our limits, needs, and expectations in relationships and interactions with others. It's about identifying what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior and taking proactive steps to assert our autonomy and self-respect. When faced with disrespectful behaviors, setting boundaries allows us to assert ourselves and protect our emotional and psychological well-being. It's like drawing a line in the sand, signaling to others that certain behaviors will not be tolerated. Moreover, setting boundaries helps to clarify expectations and promote mutual respect in relationships. By clearly communicating our boundaries, we create a framework for healthy interaction where each party's needs and feelings are acknowledged and respected. Furthermore, setting boundaries empowers us to take control of our own lives and destinies. Rather than allowing others to dictate how we should be treated, we assert our right to self-determination and self-care. Setting boundaries is a transformative practice that empowers us to navigate disrespectful behaviors with clarity, strength, and self-respect. It allows us to assert ourselves, protect our well-being, and foster healthy relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. By embracing the power of boundaries, we cultivate a deeper sense of agency, autonomy, and dignity in our interactions with others. Number 8. Practice forgiveness. In the journey of navigating disrespectful behaviors, practicing forgiveness emerges as a profound and liberating practice, offering healing, closure, and the opportunity for growth. But what does it mean to practice forgiveness, and how does it empower us to respond to disrespect with grace and compassion? Practicing forgiveness involves letting go of resentment, anger, and the desire for revenge towards those who have wronged us. It's about releasing the emotional burden of past hurts and choosing to move forward with an open heart and mind. When faced with disrespectful behaviors, our natural instinct may be to hold on to feelings of resentment or indignation, seeking justice or retribution. However, practicing forgiveness invites us to transcend these reactive emotions and cultivate compassion and understanding. Forgiveness is not about condoning or excusing the actions of others. Rather, it's about freeing ourselves from the chains of bitterness and resentment that hold us captive to the past. It's like unlocking a door that has been bolted shut, allowing us to step into a future filled with hope and possibility. Moreover, practicing forgiveness is an act of self-love and self-care. By releasing ourselves from the burden of carrying grudges or harboring ill will towards others, we create space for healing and growth within ourselves. Furthermore, forgiveness is a gift that we give ourselves as much as to others. It's a powerful act of liberation that allows us to reclaim our power and agency in the face of disrespect and injustice. Practicing forgiveness is a transformative practice that empowers us to navigate disrespectful behavior with grace, compassion, and resilience. It allows us to release the past, heal emotional wounds, and cultivate a future filled with peace, understanding, and reconciliation. By embracing forgiveness as a guiding principle, we open ourselves to the transformative power of compassion and create space for healing and growth in our relationships and interactions with others. Number 9. Lead by example. In the realm of handling disrespect, leading by example emerges as a powerful and transformative practice, offering guidance, inspiration, and the potential for positive change. But what does it mean to lead by example, and how does it empower us to respond to disrespect with integrity and compassion? Leading by example involves embodying the values and behaviors we wish to see in others, regardless of how they may treat us. It's about living our lives authentically and in alignment with our principles, even in the face of adversity. When confronted with disrespectful behaviors, our natural inclination may be to respond in kind or to sink to the level of those who have wronged us. However, leading by example invites us to rise above the negativity and demonstrate kindness, compassion, and respect, even towards those who may not extend the same courtesy to us. Leading by example is about setting a standard of behavior for ourselves and others to aspire to. It's like being a lighthouse in the darkness, guiding others towards a path of understanding, empathy, and mutual respect. Moreover, leading by example empowers us to be agents of positive change in our relationships and communities. By modeling integrity, kindness, and compassion, we create ripple effects that inspire others to do the same, fostering a culture of respect and cooperation. Furthermore, leading by example is a testament to our inner strength and resilience. It's a declaration of our commitment to living with integrity and authenticity, even when faced with challenges or opposition. Leading by example is a transformative practice that empowers us to navigate disrespectful behaviors with grace, dignity, and compassion. It allows us to transcend negativity and inspire others to do the same, creating a world built on mutual respect, understanding, and kindness. By embodying the change we wish to see in the world, we become catalysts for transformation and agents of positive impact in our relationships and communities. Number 10. Seek understanding. In the realm of handling disrespect, seeking understanding emerges as a vital practice, offering clarity, empathy, and the potential for reconciliation. But what exactly does it mean to seek understanding, and how does it empower us to respond to disrespect with wisdom and compassion? Seeking understanding involves making a genuine effort to comprehend the motivations, emotions, and perspectives behind disrespectful behaviors. It requires us to go beyond surface-level reactions and delve deeper into the underlying causes of the behavior. When faced with disrespect, our initial reaction might be to feel hurt, offended, or defensive. However, seeking understanding prompts us to pause and consider the factors that may have influenced the other person's actions. It encourages us to approach the situation with curiosity and empathy rather than judgment or reactivity. By seeking understanding, we open ourselves to different viewpoints and experiences, fostering empathy and compassion for the other person's struggles and challenges. It allows us to recognize that disrespectful behavior often stems from underlying pain, insecurity, or unmet needs. Moreover, seeking understanding creates space for meaningful dialogue and reconciliation. By actively listening to the other person's perspective and expressing empathy for their experiences, we can foster a sense of connection and mutual respect, even in the midst of conflict. Furthermore, seeking understanding is a practice of self-awareness and growth. It invites us to reflect on our own reactions, biases, and to cultivate empathy and compassion for ourselves as well as others. Ultimately, seeking understanding is a transformative practice that empowers us to navigate disrespectful behaviors with grace, wisdom, and compassion. It bridges divides, fosters empathy, and paves the way for healing and reconciliation in our relationships and interactions. By embracing the practice of seeking understanding, we cultivate a world built on empathy, connection, and mutual respect. Number 11. Cultivate gratitude. In the journey of handling disrespect, cultivating gratitude emerges as a powerful antidote, offering resilience, perspective, and the potential for inner peace. But what does it mean to cultivate gratitude, and how does it empower us to respond to disrespect with grace and positivity? Cultivating gratitude involves intentionally focusing on the blessings, kindnesses, and positive aspects of our lives, even in the face of adversity or disrespect. It's about shifting our perspective from what's lacking to what we have to be thankful for. When confronted with disrespect, our natural inclination may be to dwell on the negative emotions and injustices we perceive. However, cultivating gratitude prompts us to shift our focus to the things that bring us joy, fulfillment, and connection. By cultivating gratitude, we foster resilience and inner strength, allowing us to navigate disrespectful behaviors with grace and positivity. It's like building a reservoir of positive energy and resilience that helps us weather life's storms with grace and dignity. Moreover, cultivating gratitude enables us to maintain perspective and recognize the humanity in others, even when they behave disrespectfully. It reminds us that everyone is fighting their own battles, and that a kind word or gesture of appreciation can make a world of difference. Furthermore, cultivating gratitude fosters a sense of connection and belonging both with ourselves and with others. It's about recognizing and appreciating the support, love, and kindness that surround us even in difficult times. Ultimately, cultivating gratitude is a transformative practice that empowers us to respond to disrespect with resilience, positivity, and grace. It shifts our focus from resentment to appreciation, from bitterness to joy, and from isolation to connection. By embracing the practice of cultivating gratitude, we cultivate a life filled with abundance, kindness, and inner peace. Number 12. Remember impermanence. In the realm of handling disrespect, remembering impermanence emerges as a profound and liberating practice, offering perspective, acceptance, and the potential for inner peace. But what does it mean to remember impermanence, and how does it empower us to respond to disrespect with wisdom and equanimity? Remembering impermanence involves acknowledging the transient and ever-changing nature of all things, including our experiences of disrespect and conflict. It's about recognizing that nothing lasts forever, and that even the most challenging situations will eventually pass. When faced with disrespect, our natural tendency may be to become consumed by anger, resentment, or indignation. However, remembering impermanence prompts us to take a step back and view the situation from a broader perspective. By remembering impermanence, we cultivate acceptance and equanimity in the face of adversity. It's like stepping back from the heat of the moment and recognizing that this too shall pass. It allows us to approach disrespectful situations with a sense of calm and acceptance, knowing that they are temporary experiences in the grand scheme of things. Remembering impermanence helps us let go of attachment to negative emotions and allows us to respond with wisdom and equanimity. It empowers us to navigate disrespectful behaviors with a sense of inner peace and resilience, knowing that challenges are impermanent and that we have the strength to endure them. Moreover, Cultivating gratitude enables us to maintain perspective and recognize the humanity in others even when they behave disrespectfully. It reminds us that everyone is fighting their own battles and that a kind word or gesture of appreciation can make a world of difference. Furthermore, remembering impermanence fosters gratitude and appreciation for the present moment. It's about savoring the fleeting joys and blessings of life, even amidst challenging circumstances, and finding beauty and meaning in the midst of impermanence. Ultimately, remembering impermanence is a transformative practice that empowers us to respond to disrespect with wisdom, acceptance, and grace. It reminds us that nothing is permanent and that every experience, no matter how difficult, holds the potential for growth and insight. By embracing the practice of remembering impermanence, we cultivate a deeper sense of peace, resilience, and perspective in the face of life's challenges. In the journey of exploring how to handle disrespect with grace and wisdom through the lens of Buddhism, we've uncovered a wealth of transformative practices and teachings. From cultivating patience to remembering impermanence, each principle offers valuable guidance for navigating disrespectful behaviors with resilience, compassion, and inner peace. At the heart of our exploration lies the profound wisdom of Buddhism, which reminds us of the interconnectedness of all beings and the impermanent nature of existence. Through the teachings of mindfulness, compassion, and forgiveness, we are invited to transcend reactivity and cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. One of the key insights we've gained is the importance of understanding the difference between someone disrespecting us and our own emotional reactions to disrespect. By cultivating self-awareness and mindfulness, we can discern the root causes of our reactions and respond with clarity and compassion. Additionally, we've learned the power of setting boundaries and leading by example in asserting our values and fostering positive change in our relationships and communities. By embodying integrity, kindness, and resilience, we become beacons of light in the face of negativity and conflict. The practice of gratitude reminds us to appreciate the blessings and kindnesses in our lives even amidst adversity. By shifting our perspective from scarcity to abundance, we cultivate resilience and inner peace, allowing us to navigate disrespectful behaviors with grace and positivity. Finally, the recognition of impermanence invites us to embrace acceptance and equanimity in the face of life's challenges. By remembering that all things are fleeting and temporary, we cultivate a deeper sense of peace and acceptance, freeing ourselves from attachment and suffering. The teachings of Buddhism offer a profound and transformative framework for handling disrespect with grace and wisdom. By cultivating mindfulness, compassion, and gratitude, setting boundaries and embracing impermanence, we empower ourselves to respond to disrespectful behaviors with resilience, understanding, and kindness. We empower ourselves to respond to disrespectful behaviors with resilience, compassion, and inner peace. As we continue on our journey, may we continue to embody these teachings in our interactions with others, fostering greater understanding, harmony, and well-being in our lives and in the world. As we come to the end of our exploration on handling disrespect with wisdom inspired by Buddhism, I invite you to reflect on the invaluable teachings and practices we've covered. At Wisdom Diaries, our mission is to empower you with insights and tools to navigate life's challenges with grace, compassion, and resilience. Throughout this journey, we've delved into the teachings of Buddhism, discovering profound wisdom that transcends cultural boundaries and speaks to the universal human experience. From cultivating patience and compassion to setting boundaries and embracing impermanence, each principle offers a pathway to greater understanding, acceptance, and inner peace. As you continue on your own path, I encourage you to integrate these teachings into your daily life, applying them with sincerity and intention. Remember, it's not about perfection, but rather about progress and growth. By embodying these principles, you have the power to transform not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you. I want to express my deepest gratitude for joining me on this journey. Your presence and engagement mean the world to me, and I'm honored to be able to share these teachings with you. For more insightful videos on topics related to personal growth, mindfulness, and spirituality. Together, let's continue to seek wisdom, cultivate compassion, and inspire positive change in ourselves and in the world. Thank you, and until next time, may you walk the path of wisdom with courage, grace, and an open heart.